What is up, everybody? Today we are talking about blood and treasure and a lot more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Derrial Christon. Welcome to Black Hollywood Live's The Trend. We're doing something a little different today because we do not have two of our co-hosts, which is Courtney Stewart and Jesse Jannety. So we're going to do an interview style today, but I have a great co-host and guest today. She is the beautiful actress, Sofia Pernas.
Hi.
How
Hello.
you doing?
Good. I'm great.
Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure.
We're going to have a lot of fun. You got a lot of projects that you've been doing.
Yeah. This one has been quite the labor of love, but
quite the labor of love.
Yeah,
I like that.
But in the end, I think we got the early pickup for season 2,
yeah.
So we were all thrilled, and we get to go on another adventure. So we're stoked.
Yeah. So everybody who's listening, she is starring on Blood and Treasure, and it started in May of this year, correct?
Yes, May 21st.
May 21st.
Was our premiere. Yeah.
So, I mean, big things have been happening. Like you said, you got the new season, which is great to hear about that already when it's only, we're in June?
I know.
June,
I was just saying.
What is this now? It's summertime?
We got 6 episodes left to go. So it was an early pickup, very, very, very well received. We all whooped and then did a little happy dance, and we're thrilled.
And you play character, is it?
Lexi.
Pronounce that last name.
Missouri.
You say it way better than I could ever say it. See, I just want to hear you say it like 10 times.
I gotcha.
Tell me about her.
She's awesome. She's spunky. She's sassy. She's got lots of moxie. I love that word. Moxie. But she's cool. I mean, she doesn't take no for an answer. If there's a door, she doesn't like going through the door. She'll crash through the window, things that I don't do.
I was going to say, how much is she like you? Would you do that?
No. I mean, maybe when I was younger, when I was a little bit more of a renegade, but I think now I toe the line a little bit more than I did when I was young. But she's definitely a rebel. I mean, she's a rebel without a cause. There is no... I mean, I think she just wants to stick it to the 1%. So that's basically all she lives to do. And then she's got this cute little romantic, back and forth moonlighting thing with Danny McNamara, played by the delightful Matt Barr. And
delightful, look at that word.
He is delightful and delicious. And he's the greatest partner I could ask for. So we've had a great ride with everybody and the cast and the crew. It's been a dream.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell that it's like a family kind of feel.
Yeah.
And you guys, you guys definitely connect a lot on the show.
Yeah. And
then what is it like to be, playing this character and knowing so quickly that there's been so much great response from the show?
Well, I mean, it's like what you said. You never know when you do take on these characters and these projects. You just fall in love with them, and you really hope that everybody falls in love with it along with you. And so, like you said, when it happened in this instance, it was one of those stars aligning moments, because you go, oh man, I can't imagine anything worse than falling in love with this character and falling in love with all of the people we get to work with and then not getting to do it again. It's a torturous process, and we're actors. Everybody in this industry, we're masochists, because we go back in for more and go back in for more pain.
Beat down, but then build it back
up. Brush ourselves up.
Right.
Get back up again. We're like, here we go, back into the dating game.
Right.
But in this instance, it was a dream. It came true. So.
Well, I feel like right now is a great time to be an actress, especially a woman of color actress, because there's so many more opportunities. I mean, there's you not only have just like network TV, you have Netflix, and you have Prime, and all these different places that are really doing projects. YouTube even, Have you seen the transition kind of happen for you as opportunities to take place? Yeah,
it's been so great seeing that, that progress towards having more color on TV and women being in these positions of power over men a lot of the time. I think what I like to call it is we all have our respective bag of skills, and nobody's stronger than anybody. It's just like, in our case, Matt is he's more intellectually driven than Lexi is. Lexi's more the brawn, he's more of the brain. But it's been great to see that kind of transition. I can't even tell you. Seeing Latinas and everybody being represented like they should be, and hopefully we see so much more of that in the future. But it's been really heartening to see that. It really has been.
And it's been nice also, it's funny when I watch television now and I see commercials or even just network TV or just whatever the show is. It used to be where it was like, okay, there's one,
the token,
the token one that's on the show. Now it's multiple, and that's it's nice to see. And I hope that this is something that is not a trend and it's staying. And I feel like it is.
Yes.
And with you working in it, and do you feel like now, as a Latina, like you can help get a project greenlit more now, or you go and say, hey, I want to possibly get this project produced, and it's taken seriously at this point.
Yeah, I do believe that, because I think everybody's discovering, hey, we like variety, we like diversity, we don't like homogeneity.
Right.
No, that's boring. I mean, because that's not what life is.
Right.
We're a mix of beautiful colors and souls and people, and seeing that represented is what makes TV fun to watch for me, and for I would say the collective viewing public as well.
If someone is new to the show, how would you describe it to them?
It's got flavors of everything that you ever liked in summer blockbusters. It's got that big movie type dynamic with explosions and the big sets we take you all around the world. It has romance. It has, obviously it has tons of action. I have a fair share of fight scenes, and so does Matt Barr in this show. And going forward, I think we're just going to amp it up and keep trying to one-up ourselves in what we did before. But it's just got everything. It's got got car chase scenes.
Do you get to do the car chasing too?
No, actually, I did. Wait, what am I talking about? I did. My memory is a wipe because of how hard we worked. I'm gonna take that back. I was in the car chase. I was the one chasing everybody in the car. But why I have a little bit of envy is that Matt got to be on the car. He's like hanging off the vehicle, and I'm in the car chasing them down, trying to, get him not get killed because he's about to be. So that was fun. We did that throughout all the streets of, was it Marrakesh? Marrakesh. I mean.
Do you shoot primarily, what location do you shoot in? Primarily here?
We shot in, no, we didn't shoot at all here, actually. We shot, Montreal was home base for us because I think it lends itself to, Montreal looks like every European country.
It does,
That's what's so charming about the country. It's just like, man, my co-star Katja Winter, who's Swedish, we'll be on our way to lunch, and she'd go, oh my God, this looks exactly like Stockholm.
Oh, wow.
And my mom would be like, oh my God, this looks exactly like this street in Paris. And so that's why it's so lovely to be there and get to shoot there and be lucky enough to shoot there. But Montreal we shot there for about 4 months, and then we jetted to Venice and then Rome. And we were in Italy for about a month.
Not bad places to be shooting the show. Right. Can I tag along and just I'll do your social media or something. Yeah. I'll make my job really easy. I'll stay out of the way.
And we went from Rome to my home country, to Marrakesh and Tangiers. We finished the trip in Tangiers. It was one of those like, am I here? Is this my life? Why do I get to do this? Why was I?
I get paid to do this.
Yeah, like what the heck is this? So it was amazing. It was an incredible experience.
And then you mentioned a lot of action. Do you get to partake in, do they train you for that, or how does it work? Are you, or is there a stunt double? Or
yes.
There is.
Okay. Oh yeah. We all had stunt doubles. I mean, there's a fair share of stuff that we had to do that would have gotten us maybe killed if there's an actor who has no idea what they're doing it. So I always was like, the stunt doubles were just like, hey, step aside, hold my beer, I got this. Like, just sit down, calm down. Calm down, actor, calm down. But we did do a lot of our own stunts. I'd say Matt and I, between the two of us, we did like 90%, 95% of our stunts. We wanted to do all the fight scenes ourselves, but the really dangerous, there's this amazing jump that Lexi, my character, does from one building to another in one of the Moroccan souk scenes, and that was my incredible stunt double, Zandara Kennedy. And I've always, every time I say her name, I'm like, Zandara. I mean, what else are you going to be doing except being a badass female?
A badass female, I like that.
Like driving Ducatis and, dirt biking and everything. She's in the mud and the blood all the time. She's one of those kick-ass women. But she, her and I think, helped help to drive where we wanted the action to go. So we'd always be telling our stunt coordinator, Mark Desority, like, hey, you can kick us to the max.
Right.
Amp this up because
you're not afraid of the challenge.
We're not afraid. You can hit me in the face. It's fine. I have 2 brothers. They've done it all to me.
Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah.
Older brothers and younger brothers?
1 older, 1 younger.
Okay.
And then 2 older sisters who quite possibly were more vicious than the brothers. So I was prepared for life.
Life training for acting and stunts.
Exactly.
Family will do that too.
Yeah, oh, for sure. We're Arab Spanish, so we're very, very violent in our family. Very violent, very passionate blood coursing through our veins.
Coursing through the veins.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching the MTV Awards recently, and I forgot who won the award, but they actually brought up their 2 stunt doubles.
Brie Larson.
Yes, it was Brie Larson.
Marvel.
That's for Captain Marvel. That's right. So it was cool to see that side too, to acknowledge. Just heard you acknowledge your stunt double, and that's pretty cool because a lot of the people who are behind the scenes, or who I would consider that slightly behind the scenes because you just don't necessarily know their names. That's pretty cool to see a lot of acknowledgement going that way as well.
Oh God, yes, there should be way more of that. I mean, I think the accolade should be given to the actor who does endeavor to do all of their own stunts and really pushes it to the max, and their bodily, their health. I mean, it's risky doing that kind of stuff.
For sure.
She took a fall for me from I could say it now because the season's over, the episode's over, but there's a scene where Lexi crashes through a skylight, and I was in my stupidity. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. It's not that far. I mean, they're gonna throw a wire on you. She's like, oh no, there's no wire. And I was like, wait, there's no wire? And she goes, no. So essentially the scene is Lexi knocks out a guy and then rides him down the skylight and crashes on top of him on a table, rolls off, grabs a gun, and then just starts tearing up the place.
Wow.
And so I went, for sure, I'm not going to do that. There's no way. There's no wire. I'm out.
Right.
And for that reason, I am out. And so Zandara did it and sprained an ankle, and still, like the badass she was, kept, she just went, don't tell anybody. I'm fine. And then she just walked it off and did all her motorcycle sequences and everything, with a sprained ankle.
I definitely don't want to meet. I don't want to mess with her.
she's
tougher than me.
She's bad to the bone. She is bad to the bone.
If I get a sprained ankle, I'm like, can I see the medic, please?
She was just rubbing this salve, this Aleve salve, this ibuprofen thing, and then she'd wrap it. And she's like, I'm good to go. Let's roll. I'm good to go.
I'm good.
I'm good. I don't hurt. I don't feel pain. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow.
You're like, okay.
She's incredible. Yeah.
What's been some of your favorite scenes to shoot?
Oh, God, there's so many. There was one, I think we were smack dab in the middle of downtown Montreal, and they had shut down this whole block to shoot this big sequence we had. We had an explosion. We had to, for the viewers out there who haven't seen the first episode, I'm not spoiling anything, but my dad dies. And we had a scene where his shop, there's a big explosion in his shop, and it's very emotional. And it was one of those moments where we're looking around, Matt and I, and going, oh my God, this feels like we're in the middle of a Marvel movie. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. They had dressed the cabs up to look like New York cabs, and the people running around, and the makeup, the hair and the makeup, because of the explosions, that everybody's putting dust in everybody's hair. It was just one of those moments where you're just blinking and blinking again, and it's still there, and you're going, wow. I mean, this is nuts. That was great. There's another great scene where we're shooting in a mansion, and there's a dance scene, and we're playing this sort of elaborate game of cat and mouse, and I'm dancing with this guy, and James Callis, incredible actor and lovely co-star, and we had this amazing scene. So it goes on and on. I mean, there's so many memorable ones.
And then there's going to be so season 2, which just got picked up. You don't know yet when you'll start filming for that. I would assume probably.
It would probably be in the winter.
In the winter.
We do the winter. It would be. I think it would be centering around Genghis Khan and the Mongolian history and his. I don't know how much I can say, but I'll leave it at that. And then we're going to be shooting in Thailand.
Wow.
So
I mean, you're just basically a globe setter.
Because of the show.
I think you've been everywhere across the country.
We love you. Yeah, I know. They're gonna turn us into some worldly actors, some world traveled actors. So we're excited.
Like I said, if you need a +1 to travel, I mean,
absolutely.
I got your back.
Absolutely.
Got your back, Sophia. It's no problem. You've done some great work. You've done NCIS, Leverage, Jane the Virgin. What have been some of your favorite shows to work on outside of those, and characters from those shows?
Oh, you mentioned some of my favorite. I mean, NCIS mainly because, well, I got to play another really strong Latina character who's a Marine. That was so great and empowering to be able to play, and I got to have these scenes opposite Mark Harmon, who is the man, the legend.
I mean, he's the legend. Mark is still. He's been around for a long time. And
legend, and very much the president of the set. He taught me so many lessons. The man is so wise and family man. I could go on and on about him. I love the guy. He's great. So that it made that my time on the show so enjoyable. And then Jane the Virgin was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. Catalina there was no ceiling for that character. Yeah. I could do anything. I could literally do 6 cartwheels across the living room, and Jenny Erman would be like, "Yes, this is the showrunner of Jane the Virgin, incredible woman." And so it was fun. It was fun to get to play and sink your teeth into something to do. You know, when your character's multifaceted and you get to play, there's nothing more that you want as an actor.
I was going to say that's what's acting.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know? And growing up, at what point did you know this is the career you definitely wanted to go in? Were you, when you were young, were you in acting classes? You know, were you sitting with the family and performing, with all those siblings,
Oh, yeah.
Were they like, okay, we get it.
all right, we get it.
Already.
Shut up.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was very much, I didn't know I knew that I loved to impersonate people. I knew that I loved to adopt accents. Whoever I was talking to, I would want to, pretend to be them for the next 10 minutes. And my parents would be like, and my dad called me the court jester. He was like, you're the family clown. You're probably going to be a stand-up comedian. Because I love to make people laugh too. I was just out for the next joke. And then I saw Xena Warrior Princess. And I went, oh my goodness gracious, this is what I want to do. Yeah. I want to be able to play.
Speaking of bad action women right there.
I want to be able to play women like that. I mean, and when I was watching TV as a little girl, there was only one, and it was Lucy Lawless, who was getting to play a character of that caliber, of that strong female caliber. And there was really no females, no TV heroes like her.
During that time period.
No, none. And so
Wonder Woman was, that was.
Yeah. I mean, Wonder Woman is, in my opinion, is basically like a souped up Xena Warrior Princess. And that's why it was so great to watch. But when I was watching TV, she was the only one. And then I saw, my dad and I would always watch film noir together. Loved black and white movies, and I got to see Bette Davis and All About Eve, and was obsessed with her and how she was able to captivate an entire audience with just her eyes. I was like, and that's a superpower to me. I want that superpower.
Yeah. It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
It really is a gift to have eyes that expressive, and she was one of those, and one of the greats for sure. So that's how I knew. So I was like, this is my destiny, this is my path, and nothing's gonna stop me. And
so you grew up in the OC, and you had, I guess, was that an advantage being physically here? Because a lot of people come off the bus to get to LA to get into acting, and was that more of an advantage here because you're in the mix already? Well,
Orange County was still really far. I wasn't in LA, the hot spot of the pulse of the city, but no, I wouldn't say it was so much of an advantage as it was. I mean, I got to go into the city, and my mom would drive me. She was so dedicated and such a great support system for me. But it was just one of those things where I think just being near it, I guess, maybe it helped. Whereas people were other actors would have to send in self-tapes or anything. But the way that the industry changed, I mean, you really don't need to be in the city anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, most people are cast off tape.
That's what I hear.
It's completely changed. Yeah. So it's made it easier for actors to live far away more than ever. I think that's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
That
the
wave, self-tape, the wave of self-tape. Yeah. I think before you definitely needed to be living in LA for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just great. It was great to be in California and have those opportunities, truly.
What was one of your toughest auditions? The one that you still are like, whew, I got through it, but it was tough.
I would say any audition where I had to sing.
You're not a singer?
Well, I can sing maybe like one bar or something, but I mean the kind of singing they want you to be doing and stuff is like straight up not my. I have a pretty deep voice for a girl. It wouldn't be here. It would be like, you know, it's like
right.
It's like that crazy opera stuff. Oh no, that's what I mean. I can sing like 4 seconds of vibrato, maybe on a good day, and then on a bad day I sound like a cat, like a squealing cat. But it was one of those audition rooms I went in, and I was telling this to my sister the other day, but it was like a spin-off of High School Musical, and I thought, well, Vanessa Hudgens got High School Musical because she sang that Angels by Robbie Williams song, so I'm going to sing Angels by Robbie Williams. Clearly, I'm going to get the role.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the magic song,
yes.
right? This gets everybody in the door, yeah. And I killed it, and not in the good way. I destroyed that song, destroyed it, and the casting director was just like, thank you very, very much. You can show yourself the door. There is no... And it was definitely the walk of shame, for sure. I just sat there. I sat there in my car going, what was I thinking?
What just happened?
What was I thinking?
So you knew instantly when you walked out that, you may not have got this job.
May not is more of a categorical. It's like definitely not. There's no room for doubt there. There's just for sure, unless everybody else just decided not to take the role. But yeah, for sure, it was not mine.
Well, on the flip side of that, what's been your favorite audition?
Ooh, you know what? One of my favorite auditions was one of the first auditions I got. It was Age of Dragons. This movie I did with Danny Glover and Vinnie Jones, and as a 21-year-old girl getting to share the screen. I played Danny Glover's adopted daughter in the movie, and getting to share the screen with that legend.
She's another legend.
Like,
you're
pinch me and kill me, you know. But for the audition, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go balls to the wall. I was in Taekwondo when I was a kid, and the character needed to be definitely action driven, and she had a few fight scenes in the movie, so it wasn't called for it in the audition, but I did the audition, and I just looked at her and I was like, hey, when I slate, can I just like do a couple kicks for you guys? I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick the air, not kick you, sorry. Kick the air. And she's like, yeah, sure. So I did a couple kicks, and she's like, okay, wow, all right, stand by. And later on, the director was like, you were the only girl to do a high kick. And it's like, so of course we cast you.
So you said your name, and then you just went into the high kick.
I said,
all right. Hey, girl, I give you props for that. That's pretty good. You went for it. And it worked.
Yeah. I don't know if it will work now, but maybe back then they like that kind of crazy. Now they're like, no, please don't kick anything.
Like, well,
please stay there.
Right.
Sit there and don't move.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen the industry, as we talked about, change so much, for women and just in general for people of color, or is starting to change. There's so many people, young people who come into this industry who are trying to break into it, and I feel like now there's a lot of different ways. There's not just one way you can do it. But what suggestions would you give to someone who's listening to you right now, who looks at you and looks up to you and say, hey, I want to do what she does. Like, how do I get into this industry? How do I break into the biz?
Oh my goodness, there's so many, but I would say the top ones would be to take risks. You know, kick the air when you can. Yeah. You know, take any risk that you can, and take any advantage, any opportunity to learn and have that leg up over. There's so much talent in the city. There's so much. I mean, You're not the only person that's gonna know how to sing that high note. You're not the only person that's going to be able to say that scene well. And if you think that you are, you're not going to get a leg up over anything. Yeah. And so I think that's why you see so many actors now who are triple threats. It's unbelievable. I mean, they sing, they dance, it's unreal.
You literally can't just be in one lane.
You can't just be in one lane. Yeah. You gotta write, you gotta produce, you gotta do anything that you can to have an advantage, to put some chips on the table and get, up your ante. So I would say that's my biggest token of advice.
And with you playing so many different roles, what is one that you would love to just do yourself? I mean, you've mentioned legends that you've looked up to, but what is a role that you're like, that is what I would aspire to?
Oh goodness,
I'm sure there's
Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman. Or Brie Larson, Captain. I mean, that's that kind of.
So superhero.
Next level.
We're going to manifest that superhero here. Still a lot of characters they could create for, Marvel and,
First Arab superheroes, Arab Latino superhero, of course. Let's do it,
And then you're also working on a new project. Tell me about that. I know is it Secret...
Oh, Secret Society of Second Born Royals. Yeah. That was fun. I got to play a princess of Spain. It centers around these, well, I don't know how much of it I can say, but I play a character who's sort of like a training instructor who helps the princesses to reach that second level and find their superpower within them and progress to the next, self-evolve, essentially.
I'm seeing some themes here: superhero, kicking.
I mean, you've caught on. I'm
pretty quick. I'm just saying.
This is what I love to do,
See, I'm noting some things to myself. I'm like, all right,
It was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. It was just a brief plane around Toronto and then jetting back.
And then, so that has not been put it out yet. Right?
Oh no! I just shot. Okay. I just finished.
When is that expected?
I think that comes out next year, actually.
Okay.
On Disney streaming service.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned also, I wanted to go back to this a little bit, that you do great impressions. Is there a couple impressions you can give us some samples of that you do, or at least one? Like who would you say is like your best impression that you could do that? Someone maybe famous.
Well, I do like to act like Keira Knightley.
Wow, the mouth! You have the mouth!
She's like, I always say, what was that one movie she did? My name is Domino Harvey. I'm a bounty hunter.
That's pretty good. I actually just saw her.
That's off the cuff, yeah. Did you?
I just saw her. Like I'm telling you, your mouth movement is definitely 100.
Yeah, I do try. Off the top of my head, I'd have to think. Keira Knightley is definitely one of my favorites for sure.
That's pretty good. And then, would you like to get into producing down the line and directing? Is that something that interests you as well? Because we spoke about having multiple talents.
Yeah, for sure. I think I would love to get into producing like you were saying, making more content, providing more opportunity for people out there. I love seeing ideas that I think will take off and possibly, not possibly, but very much contributing to that whole, a new labor of love.
New labor, yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. I could see myself in the I don't know so much about the directing gig.
Okay, you're not.
I know so much about that. I don't know. That one, for sure, I feel like, man, that's a whole life you have to pour into directing. I don't think I could do it the service that it would require by just being like, I'm going to be a director. Although many people do, and they do an incredible job. But I think for me, I'm going to stay in my lane.
I'm going to stay with producing. I'm going to stay acting and producing.
Right here. Yeah. I'm good here. I'm good.
And then what other things are coming up for you that you want to share with everybody?
Well, I worked on. I'm a gamer. I'm very strange. I have really strange hobbies. I was a video game abuser. I mean, What
was your favorite video game?
Well, Destiny was my recent favorite, but I lost months of my life playing Skyrim. Skyrim was poison. Oh, God. It was great. It was a great poison, but it was poison nonetheless. Yeah. I was like, friends? I have no friends. Friends? Time? Got none of that. Because I was just dedicated so much time to gameplay. But I finally unplugged, literally and figuratively speaking. But I still reserve so much love and passion for the game. So I got to play. I finally got my first audition doing a video game.
Oh, cool.
And I can't say anything about it because they make you sign like a bajillion NDAs. But I'm so excited to, when I finally get to announce it because it was crazy. It was an awesome moment, and I got to do voiceover work and what do they call it? Motion capture. Mocap, and it was so much fun.
Have you been to like the Comic Cons and like what's the big gaming one here that just happened?
That one
EA,
EA, where Keanu Reeves came out and shut down the internet.
Shut down the internet.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
No, I haven't because I'm just, like I said, I would just make my bedroom a den and never leave.
So there's no video games in your house right now?
I do have 2 gaming consoles.
Okay.
I have the Xbox One and the PS4, but I don't touch them. But they sit there. Waiting.
They're waiting.
Waiting.
They're brewing.
They're brewing.
They're brewing.
They're waiting for their opportunity. Yeah. But as a gamer, as a fan of the video gaming world, it was a really great moment when my manager called me and told me to book the job. I was like,
that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I was happy as a clam.
And who out there right now would you like to work with? I mean, I know there's so many people, but like if you have your top 3 list of people you'd like
actors,
to work with.
directors,
Let's go with actors.
In general. Keanu Reeves.
So he's one of the favorite. What is it about Keanu Reeves that you love?
He's Keanu.
He's like the silent weapon.
He's a silent weapon. I mean, I've loved him since Matrix and before. Speed is such a great movie. I just saw Always Be My Maybe.
Oh yeah.
With Ali Wong and Randall Park, I believe his name, and Keanu was incredible. I was dying. I never even knew. I think it was my first time seeing him with doing comedy.
Yeah.
And he killed it. I was on the floor. I just went, I have to act with him one day if I'm ever lucky enough.
Keanu, if you're listening.
Keanu, if you're listening. Me and the entire world. Yeah. Kate Blanchett.
She just kills every role that she does.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be one of those moments.
And
where
layers.
I made it.
Layers.
Yeah. I'm sharing the screen with Kate Blanchett. Yeah. So many layers, yeah. I mean, her performance in Elizabeth I.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes without saying. And then third, man, there's so many. It's like Meryl Streep. How do you choose? Meryl Streep, Judi Dench. There's just all of them.
So many.
I can't choose. I mean, Meryl Streep. I would have to go with Meryl Streep. have you been watching Big Little Lies?
It's funny. I watched a couple of the episodes from the first season. And I have not been able to watch it yet. It's actually on my DVR because everyone talks about it. And I've actually interviewed Alex Skarsgård so I wanted to watch the show because he was on the first. Is he on the second season too? Or
yeah, he's in the second season as well.
And I wanted to watch it because of that. And I mean, the cast is just sick. I mean, but I've only seen a couple episodes.
Yeah.
That's one of yours.
I think me and the rest of the world. It's a great show, and Meryl Streep in it she's creepy and in the best of ways, and she, like you said, layers and layers. She took a role that could have been that any other actor might have been made one-sided, and she made it so multifaceted and intriguing and interesting to watch. You're just fascinated, you're captivated by her, just glued to the screen. Like, what is this woman going to do next?
She makes it look easy.
And she makes it look easy, she's great. So I think if I had to choose hot seat on the spot, I'd go with those 3. But it's hard, man. That's hard.
And then is that one of the shows that you binge watch?
Yes, Big Little Lies, definitely. I think the other show that I discovered and binge, I've been binge watching it with my sister. I stayed up till 4 a.m. the other night, and I watched 3 episodes back to back. Is Absentia on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you.
I haven't heard about that one.
It's so good. I'm a big fan of the psychological thriller, serial killer.
I'm starting to see a theme.
Serial killer.
Serial killer.
Just.
Maybe that's the next new role.
Yeah. And Mindhunters, in the vein of Mindhunters, and shows like that, Bone Collector, in the vein of those, and Absentia is great. It's great. I've been binging it, and I think I'm going to finish it tonight. But it's fantastic. A lot of twists and turns that you don't see coming.
And then where can fans find you on social media to find out everything that you're doing?
I have an Instagram and a Twitter, and both of them are very creative. They're just my name. And so you can find me at Sofia Pernas.
Well, I mean, it's been a lot of fun chatting with you today. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of your work, and I don't know. I see superhero in your future.
From your lips to God's ears.
I'm just invite me to the premiere. That's all I'm saying. Because I said it on the show. I just need, one of your pluses. Just let me know. I'm there to support.
Amen.
Well, it's been. I'm gonna start binge watching a lot of things that you've said today. You gave some good advice, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you because you definitely are bringing the fire right now, and wish you luck.
Thank you.
It's going to be great. Great career you're going to have.
Thank you.
So you guys, thank you for tuning in today. We had a little bit of a different show, but I think actually I like this format even better because we got a chance to talk to you and get to know you.
Yeah.
But you can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and also on CBS on the weekends on This Is LA on Saturdays and Sundays. Check your local listing for the time, and we'll be chatting with you soon.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
You guys have a great 4th of July.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.